Gon is such a bad main character. Gon is just a Goku ripoff. Nah, not my goats. Gon is the best main character in anime history. The GOAT of Hunter x Hunter. The best written character. You guys are at the right place. This is the Gon character analysis, where I'm going to be telling you why Gon is one of the greatest written characters in fiction. As the best character in fiction, I truly believe Gon Freecss is Togashi's magnum opus in character writing. If I had to describe Gon Freecss in one word, that word would be a paradox. Gon is a paradox, and that's what makes his character so interesting. The fact is, between his breakdown in the Chimera Ant talk and in the Hunter exam, he didn't change. His character stayed the same. He's been the same all throughout the series. It's just circumstance that changed. He's a character that's extremely emotionally intelligent. He's extremely quick-witted, but he's very delusional and has narcissistic traits whilst having a heart of gold. Now, if you're keeping along with the themes I've mentioned, they're very contradictory, and this means that Gon acts in ways that don't make sense. He lives in his own world, separated from the rest of the characters. We see through the introspection of characters like Netero, Bisky, Wing, Genfu, and pretty much every single character in the series that they all have the same manga panel. This kid is insane. They all say that. I'll put it up right now so you can see. And I think this is very interesting because it shows the disconnect Gon has from the world. And it's this disconnect which makes his character so intriguing. As we know, he's a boy that grew up without his parents on Whale Islands, where he had a pretty nice childhood, yet felt something was missing, and as Kite came to save him and became his original father figure, he realized that the world's much bigger and that his life could have a purpose. He was someone that was drifting in a fog of uneasiness. Gon was someone that became obsessed. He needed Jing's approval, and in his mind, Jing's approval was this feeling of power, this feeling of being worthy. So he became so obsessed with reaching that goal of having success after success that he became desensitized to the consequences. And it's this desensitization that makes Gon go all the way into the Chimera Ant talk. It's not something new. It's not because Kite died. No, it's because Gon's been slowly losing his sanity, trying to find self-worth and being good enough for Jing. We see that when he enters Greed Island with Killua, he's in a state of denial. He's very upset that the players are trying to kill each other. He says, Jing told us to have fun in this game. How could they be like that? He instantly shifts the blame away from Jing. And we see later on, when the possibility that Kite might be injured. No, Kite's good. He wouldn't have let that thing get to him. Don't worry, Killua. Let's go and save Kite. He conveniently places things mentally where he wants them to be. And that goes back to his childhood on Whale Island, where he's a kid that's lost and he just cannot comprehend the negative. See, he's someone that can't have a single negative experience happen to him. So on one hand, that makes him the most stubborn character we have ever seen, the mentally strongest, but also the weakest, most fragile, and most vulnerable. And it's that very dynamic which makes Gon and Killua's friendship so interesting. We see that when Killua kills Goldo and he's expelled from the Hunter exam, Gon in his mind cannot have that be the case. Killua to him is an asset. He is someone about moving towards his goal of Jing. He's dreaming about Jing. He's thinking about Jing all throughout the Hunter exam. He's being reminded of Kites. He is so focused in his mind that he latches things on to his goals. He helps Chimera Ants. He helps all these situations. He's in the game trying to complete the game. He tries to get the spiders for Kurapika and Yorknu, And he keeps getting distracted because he's got this optimism that if he can latch things onto each other and complete them, it'll move him forwards towards his overall goal. So whilst it makes him the most selfless, it makes him the most selfish at the same time. From Killua's perspective, Gon is light. Gon is light. And that's the reason why Killua was so perplexed and so shook in the Chimera Ant talk, is because he couldn't see how what Gon was doing was benefiting him. And that's because up till that point, Killua and Gon's motives have converged. So everything Gon wants to do ends up helping Killua. But Gon's someone that when there's no common grounds, he won't care. He will simply just leave you behind. He doesn't have a sense of right and wrong. At all, actually. He's the only character in Hunter x Hunter that doesn't have a morality. Of course, you know that Crollo, he's someone that's unsure of his morality. We've got other characters which are just plain evil. But Gon's someone that his morality is based on success. It's either mission success or mission failed. And now we get this interesting part in the manga where he's found Jing and his goal has been completed. And he's in this state of disappointment. You can sense it off the manga panels. He wishes he would have followed along with Jing, and he knows that it wasn't worth it. In the end, he sacrificed his whole life and everything he had for a goal which didn't fulfill him. Now, I want to give a shout out to Radman because he's the one that made me aware of this dynamic. And it's that Kurapika and Gon have this dynamic as characters where they're both centered around these goals which are unfulfilling. And as Kurapika is going to find out about the emptiness after he's collected the ice, Gon is going through that very same loneliness as we speak. Now, we see this go wrong from Gon at the beginning of the series when he jumps over the ship. And of course, Leorio and Kurapika have to rescue him. He is someone that's so focused on what's ahead of him, he can't see any nuance. He is a character that is so intelligent, but so emotionally nonchalant at the same time. He'll kill Komugi and not feel anything. But if Pito dares touch Kite's dead body, he'll kill Pito. And it's a sense that Gon isn't ever really a good character. He's a character that's lost and that's broken. And we just so happen to see him in the context that he's put in these situations that he does good. And that's a genius. It's so genius. Because Gon isn't a shonen main character, but he's put in the situations that force him to be and that mutually benefit him. So Togashi's able to play us along. You know, it's almost like someone who's faking a character, you know, someone who's pretending to be rich. You know, he's like, oh, look at my car. And then the actual car owner arrives to get their car back. And that's the Chimera Ant talk. And that's when all is revealed. And we see that Gon, this entire time, hasn't cared. And that's the thing, is that we often think that Gon might care. It's just, you know, ha ha ha, Gon's being a bit reckless now. He's being a bit stupid. Like, oh yeah. Surely he cares that he's hurting Killua's hands in the Greed Island game. Oh, surely he cares that, you know, he was about to get the whole team killed by the bombers. Oh, surely he cares that all these people died and he hasn't even said anything about it. Oh, surely he cares about all the people Killua has killed. But no, Gon is someone that sees only what's ahead for him. In fact, he is more selfish than Jing, which is a pretty ironic thing considering the way they're both perceived in the community. Gon is someone that's the definition of a hunter. His whole life is about hunting. He is always hunting other goals to get to the greater hunt he is trying to get to. And he's someone that doesn't accept compromise. And this black and white mentality, it almost makes me think of mental health conditions. It makes me think of autism, OCD. It makes me think of these conditions where people can't react to things in the same way others can. And this, through Gon, is done through this very complex nuanced sense of abandonment. Gon needs absolute victory. If he just does something, it's not good enough for him. We saw this in the dodgeball game on Greed Island, where he was unwilling to dodge a ball that was coming towards him to kill him. He let himself lose an arm to beat Genfu. He didn't care that Pito took his arm. He is someone that's genuinely twisted mentally, and is something closer to a Death Note monster or an Attack on Titan character than a Naruto or Bleach, which is normally in this current genre. So this is what makes him so fun as a character, is that you just know that he's there to circumvent anything. Gon is a character that we haven't seen develop and change over time. Rather, we've been seeing him from different perspectives, which is what I thought was really interesting. Of course, from the first Hunter exam, we saw how Gon saw himself, then we saw how Killua saw Gon, and we could keep going through these dynamics where we get to see Gon through other people's perspectives. And it's only where we see Gon at his most vulnerable that we realize that everything everyone else saw of him was just a shallow exterior. It's the tip of the iceberg, and below there's something that's quite frankly indescribable. That scene where he's breaking down in front of Pito, where he's breaking the walls, just charging up his Jajanken, he's trying to kill Komugi. That is a reflection of who Gon Freecss is. It's how he feels in the insides. It's why at the start, when they're trying to get to the Hunter exam and you've got those trick questions, he can't get through it. He is stuck because he needs to get the right answer. He needs absolute completion. He's a perfectionist. And not just that, but he's someone that's got a conquering mindset. And that's often seen in alpha males, or people that are trying to impose themselves on others. And that's why Gon, no matter what was going to happen in the series, he was never going to feel happy. And that's why the alternative ending that Togashi's made about, of course, Gon's great-granddaughter is so interesting, because it reverts the whole formula where she resents being a hunter for what he did to Gon. I hope I've helped shed some light on what I believe to be the greatest character in fiction. I hope you've all had a great day. I hope you all enjoyed Halloween. And yes, if you got a suggestion of a video you'd want me to do, please leave it in the comments. I do all the suggestions. I make Hunter x Hunter videos every day. So if you want to be part of the ride, please consider subscribing. And yes, that was it. Hey, Gon. Peace out.